just get that feeling, you see a landmark and you need to know its story.
Absolutely. That curiosity is powerful.
Well, today, we're leaning into that. We're taking a deep dive into Wat Phra That Doi Wao, way up in Matsai, northern Thailand. Seems like a place with a lot packed into it.
It really does. And we've got some great source material to work with here, giving us a solid look into its history, its meaning.
Right. So our mission, basically, is to pull out the most interesting bits, the really key details about this temple for you.
Exactly. Let's get started.
Okay, first off, the location. It sounds quite dramatic. It's perched on this hill, Doi Wao.
And that name, Doi Wao, it actually means Scorpion Mountain in the Lana language.
Scorpion Mountain. Okay, we'll need to circle back to that. But the views, they're meant to be incredible, right?
Yeah.
Overlooking the Mansai River, both sides.
Yeah, panoramic. But interestingly, the main temple complex, the spiritual core, it's actually down at the base.
Oh, okay, so you have to make the climb.
You do. But then up top, you get that amazing viewpoint. They even call it the Skywalk now, apparently. It's sort of this dual thing, the effort of pilgrimage, and then this grand perspective.
That makes sense. And this isn't some new construction, is it? It's old, like really old.
Oh, incredibly old. The sources suggest it's probably the second oldest temple in that whole area. Only Phra, that Doi Tung, is thought to be older.
Wow. How far back are we talking?
We're looking at a founding date of 296 BE. Buddhist era. That's way back.
296 BE. And who founded it?
That links back to the name, actually. It was founded during the reign of King Wao.
Ah, King Wao. Okay.
Yeah, he was the 10th king of the Singhanawati dynasty, Yonuk Nakhon Fun. So Doi Wao, Scorpion Mountain, is named after him.
And Wao means scorpion. Got it. So direct royal connection from the very start.
Precisely. But like a lot of these ancient sites, it didn't have an easy ride all the way through. The original structure, the Chidi, it fell into ruin at some point.
Right, that happens. But it was rebuilt.
It was. And this is quite a story. It seems like a real community undertaking. There was a prominent local guy, Mr. Bunyan Srisamat, working with a monk, Phra Biksu Dwangsalang Ratnamani, plus government officials, local merchants, the public. Even the fine arts department got involved.
So a big collective effort then really shows how important it must have been locally.
Definitely. And during that restoration, something amazing happened. They found something.
Oh, what did they find?
A black stone reliquary.
Yeah.
A special container.
For relics.
Exactly. Inside, there were 5 relics of the Buddha.
Wow. 5 Buddha relics. Finding that during the rebuild, that must have been huge.
Immense, yeah. They were then properly re-enshrined, which would have massively boosted the temple's sacred status again.
Do we know when this reconstruction happened?
We do. The foundation stone was laid on April 8th, 2494 BE, which is 1951 in the Western calendar.
Okay.
And the whole thing was finished and celebrated on February 20th, 2498 BE, so early 1955.
And was it a big celebration?
Apparently huge. The sources say people came from both Thailand and from across the border in Myanmar.
That really does speak volumes, doesn't it? Crossing borders for a temple celebration shows that shared cultural connection.
For sure. It acts almost like a bridge. And it's not just history. There are living traditions still very active there.
Like what, annual events?
There's a big worship ceremony every year. It's held on the full moon of the 5th lunar month in the northern Thai calendar.
Which lines up with Makabucha in the central Thai calendar, right? Usually around February or March.
That's the one. And they also celebrate Songkran, the traditional New Year water festival. Keeps the connection strong.
So if someone visits today, besides the view and the main shetty, what else should they look out for?
Well, there's a smaller building, a viharn near the main shetty called the Paikayant Prasat.
Okay, Paikayant Prasat, what's special about it?
It houses a replica of the famous Emerald Buddha. It's also sometimes considered to be Phra In, which is the Thai name for the deity Indra.
Interesting. And what about the scorpion connection? Is there anything representing that?
Yes. There's actually a giant scorpion statue, a very direct nod back to King Wao and the mountain's name.
A giant scorpion. You wouldn't miss that.
Probably not. And there's also a royal monument to King Narizhuan the Great, another important historical figure for people to pay respects.
Good to know. And getting up there, you mentioned the climb earlier. Is it still tough going?
Well, the sources say there's a concrete road now that goes up to the hilltop. So access is better.
Yeah.
But they also mention it's pretty steep. So maybe easier, but still requires a bit of effort.
Okay, so be prepared for an incline. Good tip.
Definitely.
All right, let's recap a bit. We've got this really ancient temple, Wat Phra, that Doi Wao, Scorpion Mountain.
Founded by King Wao himself.
Right. It fell into ruin but was rebuilt through a massive community effort, during which they discovered actual Buddha relics.
A pivotal moment.
Then there are the ongoing traditions, Makabucha, Songkran, and these cool features like the replica Emerald Buddha, the giant scorpion statue, and of course those amazing views from the Skywalk.
That covers the main points, yeah. It's quite a mix of deep history, sacred discovery, and living culture.
It really is. You know, thinking about this blend, the ancient reverence, the community rebuilding it, the ongoing traditions, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, how places like this, these landmarks, manage to connect us, you know, connect the past, sometimes a very distant past, with our lives right now. What spots in your own experience kind of bridge time like that for you? Something to think about.